Today, I'm going to show you everything you need to know to start using TradingView like a pro. Now, some of you might be opening TradingView for the very first time, others might already have some experience, but you might be realizing your charts feel messy, unorganized, and just inconsistent. And you want that clean, gold standard TradingView setup that actually makes sense. No matter where you're starting from, by the end of this video, you'll have full mastery and control over your charts. I'm going to show you how to navigate TradingView confidently, customize your charts so they're clean and efficient, build an organized workflow that fits real trading, and use shortcuts, tools, and features I've learned from thousands of hours using this platform as a full-time day trader. If you're brand new, I recommend taking this video slow, locking in, and really absorbing it. First, I'll break down the overall layout of TradingView, things like chart themes, layouts, and the main interface so nothing feels overwhelming. Next, we'll dive into a full features walkthrough where I'll show you how to customize TradingView to match the way you trade. Then, I'll walk you through my personal charting workflow, including the tools and indicators I actually use, plus a bunch of small tips and shortcuts that aren't obvious, but make a massive difference once you know them. So whether you're trying to get organized, trade more efficiently, or just stop feeling lost every time you open your charts, let's dive into TradingView. First thing you want to do, so when you sign in, this is what you're going to see, okay? First thing what you want to do is you want to go over to products and you want to go all the way down to market data. Okay, click on market data. All right. So this search bar right here, you're going to want to type in CME. Click search. All right, so you want to scroll down and CME group data, E-mini included. This is the one that you want right here. If you don't want to pay for it, you're going to have 10 minutes delayed data. So let's just say you want to execute a trade and you enter the trade, but technically you're 10 minutes behind. So realistically, the market's 10 minutes ahead of you. So you could either get stopped out, you could lose money in 10 minutes. Like, this is a risk that we don't want to take. So you're going to want to purchase this data. Okay. So all you need is the non-professional one per month. It's $7. All right. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to purchase that. Okay. Now, as you can see, I'm already subscribed to it, so I don't need to purchase it. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the charts. All right, so now once you're back in the home screen, what you want to do is hover over products again, and you want to click on super charts. You're probably like, whoa, like all these candles and all these numbers and and lines and stocks, and you're probably super confused, but I promise you it's actually not that confusing. Once you're on the charts, for more than like an hour, you know how to use TradingView, and it's very simple. So first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to copy my settings. Look how nice my chart looks. Look how nice that is. Okay. Look at that. I got, usually you see red and green candles, but you can change the colors of these. You can customize it. So like, look how nice this is. I have black candles as down candles, and then I have gray candles as up candles. So what you want to look at, what is very important to understand, is you see these minute charts right here. So this is the 1 minute time frame, the 2 minute time frame, 3 minute time frame, 5 minute, 10 minute, so on and so forth. Okay, we got the 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour. We got the days, the weeks, and the months. So when you click on this, this is the time frame. Okay, so that means that now, sorry, I got some charts some drawings on here. Okay, so that means each individual candle, each individual candlestick represents 1 month, 1 month of price action. Okay, so if we go over to the week, that means each candle, just the singular candle, represents 1 week's worth of price action. Okay, and we can keep going. So now these are day candles. Okay, now these are 4 hour candles, 3 hours, 2 hours, right? All the way down to the 1 minute. Okay, it's a little flat here. Oh yeah, and also if your charts ever kind of like get flattened out like that or like stretched out, just hover over here where the chart numbers are, and you can scroll up or down. Okay, and then if you hover over onto the chart where the candlesticks are, and you hover up and down, it kind of squeezes it and tightens it. So now what I want to explain to you guys is your tools, okay? These are the tools that I saved, I favorited, so they're always on my chart, so I don't have to scroll down here and, open up and and go through here, okay? I have these saved because I use them every single day. All right, so right here, this is the rectangle. So when you click it and you press on the chart, it's gonna widen up a rectangle. This is used to measure price action and imbalances and stuff like that. We're gonna get into that later on in the course, don't worry. Okay, the next one we have here is the Gone box. All right, this is a very important tool. Okay, we're gonna delete this one. We got our horizontal raise, we got our vertical raise, and we got our trend line. I have text just so I can text and explain to you guys. Okay, you don't really need that. I have the drawing so I can draw and explain to you guys. You don't really need that either. And then we got the fib. So I'm going to show you my settings in just a second here. But first, I want you to save your tools. And then this is kind of like, now this is a tool that you'll see most traders use for shorts, short positions, for taking positions where they see candlesticks, kind of drawing down, right? Or for a longs, okay? The red zone would be our risk, and then the green zone would be our reward, okay? Just for a simple example, how you find these tools and save them. So you want to navigate over to the left side of your screen. So right where your profile icon is, you're going to hover over your trend line, okay? Right here, your trend line, you're going to click on this star right here. All right. You're also going to go over to your horizontal ray. You're going to click the star, your vertical line, and you're going to click the star. I think that's it for this one. And then you're going to go down to the next row. You're going to get your fib retracement, click the star, your gone box, and click the star. Okay. Check out the next one. Nope, nothing there. Next one. All right. So your long positions and your short positions, you're going to star both of those. All right. And I think that's it. I think that's it for right now. So those are all the tools that you need. Now I want you to copy my settings with each tool. So I'm gonna open my settings on it, and I want you to copy it and take your time, take a screenshot of each and implement it for yourself. All right, so I have mine on extended. I can have it extend to the left if I wanted to. It's all up to you, or I can just have it normal, okay? Or I can extend it manually, right? So I have my borders on gray. I have my middle line as kind of dashed, and then I have my background kind of like invisible. So you can go ahead and copy these settings. The text doesn't really matter. That doesn't matter. It's just the style. All right. All right. So now we're gonna go over to the GOM box. All right, we're gonna copy these settings. So this is my settings. All right. So every box that's check marked, you're gonna check. So these four, and then we have right labels on, and then we have background to about probably 10% of the way. First one's 0, second one's 0.5, third one's 0.25, and the fourth one is at 1. All right, so now you got those settings. We're gonna go over to the ray. The ray is normal. You can change what color you want on the ray. So it doesn't really matter. It's just personal preference, right? You got your vertical line. That's the same exact thing. You got your trend line. Oh, look at that. We got a trend line right here. Boom. Perfect. Okay, so these settings are pretty much standard. They're regular. So I have mine blue. That's just personal preference. You could do yours whatever color you want. And then the fib tool. All right, so this one you're gonna want to screenshot and take note of this. So every box that's checked, you're gonna check these two. So the first four, and then the second three. I also have my trend line as a dash, and then my levels line as a straight line. So it's the regular line, just the regular one, okay? So first one's 1, second one's 0.62, third one's 0.5, and the fourth one's 0. Now in the second column, the first one's 0.705, the second one's 0.79. All right, so now you're gonna wanna copy my chart settings. So you're gonna right click on the chart anywhere in the settings right here. So these are my symbols, okay? So your time zone is very important. You're gonna wanna go to time zone and UTC -5 New York. So we're trading in the New York session. This is very important. You need to make sure this is on, okay? My electronic trading hours background, I have to just white. So if I change this here, you're gonna see the hours that are in today gonna be gray. Okay, so you just want this white so it's nice and clean, or it's personal preference. It doesn't really matter. It's up to you. And then I have my precision at default. All right. So now we're gonna go over to status line. Everything here is you're gonna want to copy as well. If anything is different, you're going to want to put it to the same exact as mine, okay? And I promise you, your chart will look exactly like mine. So scales and lines, all right? You can take a screenshot and go over it, make sure everything is exactly the same as mine. So your canvas, all right, my background's solid, my grid lines are none, my crosshairs are black, okay? My watermark, the watermark is hidden, so if I put my watermark on, you can see that, you can see this is the future index that we're trading. We're trading the E-mini NASDAQ, okay? So I don't want that on. I want it nice and clean, okay? I want mine nice and clean, so I keep it hidden. All right, my text is at 20 lines, all right? Okay, and then for trading section, I have my buy and sell buttons on. So that's these buttons right here in the top left corner. You don't have to have them on, but I like them there. It just makes it easier to navigate, right? You're going to want to put on one-click trading. So your execution sounds, that's when you enter a trade and exit the trade. So you can have whatever note, whatever sound you really want. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. What do I have this at? Three-note verb. All right. So your positions and orders, you want that on. Your reverse position buttons, you want that on. Your profit and loss values, your positions on money, your brackets on money. Okay. Extended price lines across the entire chart width. You want that on. Order and position alignment, you want to be on right. And then your orders, executions, and positions and screenshots, you can have that on as well. These are your alerts. You're not going to be using alerts just yet. You can kind of run through this and run through the rest of your settings, alerts and your events, just to get used to things and kind of see how things work. But your alerts, yeah, you're not going to be using those just yet. So, all right, so we're almost done. We're going to go over the indicators that you need to add to your chart. It's going to save you a bunch of time, I promise. So our fair value gap indicator, this is probably the best one on the market because it shows you how much it goes into your fair value gaps. And don't worry, we're going to be talking about fair value gaps later on in the course. So you're going to know exactly what that is and how to use it and what it does and all that good stuff. So Lugs algo, and then we have our liquidity sweeps. You're going to know what liquidity sweeps are, okay? So I know that this wick over this wick, all right? Your rejection blocks. So how you're going to want to navigate to your indicators and add them is right here where you see your time frames and minutes. You're going to scroll over and it's going to be like candles with a little chart right here, okay? So you're going to want to click indicators, all right? And you're going to want to go ahead and add every single one of these. Fair value gaps. You're not going to have access to this one because that's a paid one. You're going to have your liquidity sweeps and then your rejection blocks, all right? All right, so I know you see a whole bunch of stocks that are going to be on the side here, and you're going to be wondering, oh, what one do I look at? What one do I trade? What are we going to be trading? Jordan, da da da. I understand, all right? The first thing that you're going to want to do is you can type anywhere. As long as you have TradingView open, you can type anywhere, okay? So you're going to want to type in MNQ. You're going to select MNQ, all right? If you hover over right to the far left of the screen, you can save this, okay? That's the chart that we're on right now. All right, so the next one you're going to want to save is NQ. These are our future indexes that we're going to be trading, okay? So once you type in NQ, this is the second one you're going to want to add, all right? Boom, save that one. All right, so the next one you're going to want to look at is MGC. Okay, this is our gold, our gold futures. You're going to want to add that to your chart as well. And then all right, so you're going to want to add ES to your charts as well. Okay, last but not least, this is very, very important. You're going to make sure, you need to make sure that this is on, okay? So right here where you see time zones, you need to have it at UTC -5 New York trading times, okay? That needs to be on. Do not change it. Do not play around with it. If you play around with it and, you're going to try to trade, you're going to mess things up. You're going to be in different time frames, different time zones, and things just aren't going to go your way. All right. So next, you're going to have ETH on. You do not want regular trading hours on. That is a big no. You need your electronic trading hours on. Okay. And for your BADJ, make sure that is on. Okay. How you know it's on is if you click it and it doesn't have that gray background. All right. So you click it and that's on. All right. So that's everything about setting up your trading view. I hope this helped a lot. You guys can play around with like the different time frames and looking at different candles and just kind of do like a little look around and try to get comfortable with it. Spend like about an hour on the charts here, just kind of like looking at everything. And yeah, that's pretty much it.